are in Denver, Colorado, and look, it's mountains. Hey, Rocky Mountains. Oh, I'm so happy to see mountains. And then we're in Denver, so we're close to home, not 2 minutes more distance on our road trip, but it's been a great road trip, and we'll do more before we get home, but so happy to see mountains. It's early in the morning, early for us, and
we're retired.
Yeah, we're heading home.
And we're tired.
And we're tired. It has been a great trip. It's not muggy anymore because we're in Denver, so the humidity is gone, which was fabulous. And this is our last day of driving. To me, this is one of the best days of driving, not just because we're going home, but just the views, going over the Rockies. If you haven't seen the Rockies, it has got to be a bucket list item. It is so beautiful. So we'll get some video and just kind of reflecting on our trip. We met a guy in St. Louis. He started talking to us. He was a hotel customer too, and
we met him in the laundry room.
We met him in the laundry room. Then we rode the elevator together to our separate floors, and he asked us where we were from and what we were doing, and we asked him the same. And he was really from New York, but living in Detroit. But he considered himself a New Yorker, and I would guess he was probably in his 60s. And we told him that we had been traveling across the country and where all we'd been, and we just had 6 more states to go to cross off all the United States as having been in them at least somewhat. And he said he was on to his last state. He had done them all but North Dakota, and that was his next stop. He was going to meet his son and his wife, and they were going to head up to North Dakota from St. Louis, and then he would have knocked those off. And he said, I'm getting to the age where it's time to get the bucket list knocked out. And that's how we feel too. I obviously have to be careful with your money, but I would do, some people do, I don't know who they are, but we're not 2 of them. But we would take a summer road trip every year if we could afford it. Unfortunately, we can't afford it. We're going to have to save up some more and take 4 or 5 years, which means at our age, we probably only have 2 or 3 more trips in us if we have to wait 4 or 5 years to go.
But if we had unlimited funds, we would go on a 1-month road trip to one state, check out all the historical sites, all our family history sites, all of our church history sites, and all of the Major League ball games. We would attend one in every state.
Plus, we want to go to England, Ireland, Scotland, and drive across Canada. So I'm afraid the bucket list.
And an Alaskan cruise.
An Alaskan cruise. That's one of the states too, but that's going to have to be a cruise because we're not driving to it. But I'm so glad we did this trip. We met some of the most wonderful people, and what I really learned is everybody, once we hit the South and up the coast, up into New England, and then back to St. Louis, people were extremely friendly. The patrons of the hotels, it didn't matter who we ran into. If we were on an elevator, people would start talking to us. And you know where that changed? Kansas City. All of a sudden, it's not that people were rude. They just kept to themselves. Nobody said hi in the hallway. And that's the way it's been heading west. So there's something about the South and the East Coast that they are just overly friendly.
And they just want to help you. When they see 2 old ladies loading up their car with all their luggage, they come up and say, well, as we told you before, that one said, oh, no, I got you. Another guy just came up to us and said, do you ladies need some help? And we said, no, we do this. We're fine. He said, okay.
We even had a woman ask once if she could help us.
Yes.
So I bet we noticed a big difference in the 4-hour drive from St. Louis to Kansas City, that the attitudes changed. Not that people were rude or anything else. They just minded their own business, I guess, and were taking care of their own needs. And so anyways, it was a great trip. Met some great people. And
tell them about the lady at the ball game at the refreshment booth.
Oh,
she was so cute.
We went to get a snack, a healthy snack. We found a place with apples and
some grapes.
Some grapes, yeah.
And a hard-boiled egg.
And a hard-boiled egg that we could eat. And She was the cashier, and we bought our little snack. And oh, she tried to charge me more for the same snack than she charged Sandy, and it was because she got confused and tried to charge me the change
that she gave me for a $20 bill.
Yeah, which was more. Anyway, so I said, wait, is it because I'm the uglier sister? And she says, you're not ugly, we're all beautiful, or something like that. So that got us talking, and she told us she was 53. It was, well, we're older than you then. and just talking about how age brings its own sort of beauty, just with wisdom and all the battle scars and everything else, as opposed to, she said something about young girls have no idea what true beauty is. So that was a nice conversation. Then I went back a little later in the middle of the game and got some bottles of water, and she wasn't at a regular post, so I thought she had been relieved and gone somewhere else, and she just changed sides of the same place. And so I went out there and saw her, and she started talking to her again, and she said, I changed sides. I said, I know, I was worried and I was starting to miss you. And she said, I missed you too. I said, well, I feel like we're family now. She says, we are family. So it's just cute to have those kinds of conversations just with random people you'll never see again, don't even know their names. But that was fun. So anyways, we had a good time. We met a lot of wonderful people. We saw some great history, and we'll do it again. And what I want.
We also want to get our little business up and running, and
Sandy's picked up a ton of orders
and some custom orders, which I'm really thrilled about. In fact, I'm really excited to get back home so I can get started on all. Well, right now there's 11 teddy bears and 1 unicorn.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
So business is picking up, and with all that said, we're going to be busy for the end of the year. From now until the end of the year, we have craft fairs galore there. And so
a lot of traveling between where we live and about 3.5 hours
to all our craft fairs.
To all of our craft fairs. Fortunately, we have family.
Yes.
My daughter who lives there, so we stay with her. But still, that's a lot of traveling, a lot of work to be done still.
So I don't know what the future is going to be for our little YouTube channel, how often we're going to be posting. So any videos may be sporadic, but gosh, thanks so much for following us and for all your wonderful comments. We appreciate it, and we'll get more video today of the drive home through the Rockies, and then we'll probably just do random videos as we can. All right, we are getting
Behind trucks.
Behind trucks. They're closing the left lane, of course, because why not? Yeah, these are the Eisenhower tunnels. These are, I believe, the highest tunnels on the mountain.
Yes, they are.
And there's, actually you can't probably see them, but there's ski chairs up there, ski lifts. It's June, people. Look at that. Snow.
Well, that was all for the left lane closure. That's awesome.
So, here's the Eisenhower tunnel. I think it's the longest and the highest tunnel we will go through on this mountain.
The one on the other side is the Johnson Tunnel.
Well, that's very PC of them.
Yes. And no, this isn't freaky.
I think there's another one after this too, but lower. Probably not as long. So we are now driving through the Rocky Mountains.
I think if I remember right, this tunnel is a mile long. Yay.
Well, there's probably another way to get to Denver, but this is probably the shortest route.
It is, and other than the tunnel, the views are beautiful.
They are breathtaking. I can't even take pictures that do justice to the scenery. This is really my dream living.
Not the tunnel.
No, not the
mountains.
tunnel. I like mountains, but I like them green in summer and snowy in winter.
Keep left after 8 miles onto I-70 West.
Even in our little town, we have such a great view, and we get the snowy mountains, and I love that where we live, and that is home. It's more home to me than where I grew up. But
the mountain right out the front of our door, in where we live now, used to be even greener than it is now. But over the last several years, they've had some wildfires on it, which has taken away a lot of the greenery and a lot of the trees, which is sad. And that was that tunnel.
a little more view of these mountains.
And now it is downhill.
Yeah, actually you have to be really careful on this side going downhill because it goes fast. You are at a steep grade.
I don't want to get in the same lane as the truck going downhill behind me, because sometimes they can lose control.
Yes, well, they lose their brakes. That's why right ahead it says runaway truck ramp, half a mile. They have to put those periodically for trucks if they lose their brakes, for somewhere for them to go stop.
And there it is, right up there.
Yeah, that steep incline is where they go, and it'll stop you because there's nowhere to go. Hopefully they won't. I guess you don't roll backwards. All right, well, we are home, almost 20 minutes from home. We stopped
Turn left
at Tropical
after 500
Smoothie,
feet onto West
picked up Health
Regency
Nut
Road.
smoothies for our dinner because we don't have any energy or anything else to cook, or who knows if we even have food
Turn
after a
next
month.
left, then make the next left turn.
And our GPS doesn't like the direction we're going. So that's pretty much a wrap. Thanks for following us. We're going to go clean out this car now. We just took it and got it washed so we can turn it in tomorrow, and tomorrow morning we'll go vacuum
Turn
it.
next left.
And that's it. So thanks for following us, and hopefully it was fun for you too.